Welcome back to our holiday special, America This Week, United We Stand. We've been having a lot of fun with rock icon Ted Nugent, and there he is right there. Awesome. Ted, thanks for playing us into the show out of the break. Ted, you obviously love what you do, and they say if you love what you do, you never work a day in your life. Were there any down times? Were there tough times? I don't know your past. I don't know if there was any drug issues or anything like that, but were there any of the dark days of Ted Nugent, or are you just always so upbeat?
Well, it's always upbeat, and of course I live on planet Earth with my fellow humans, so there's always going to be good, bad, and ugly. And sure, there's been some heartbreaking times, but fortunately, Eric, and I keep emphasizing the discipline of the archery and the bow hunting lifestyle, the connection with God's miraculous, renewable creation that feeds my family, the clothing, the tools, the medicine, the homes, the weapons. It all comes from God's pantry. And that guided me to remain clean and sober my entire life. I've never messed with drugs or alcohol or tobacco or stupid food. As a hunter, you have to be cocked, locked, and ready to rock the Glock, Doc, to get close to a deer with a sharp stick. So that guided me to avoid the lie, the nonsense of peer pressure. But the heartbreak came from my dear friends and heroes and musical inspirations that decided to do this thing they called a party, which including puking and drooling and dying. I mean, I never understood the idea of being comfortably numb, because it's actually uncomfortably dumb. So being clean and sober, I think my heartbreak at witnessing my friends and my heroes indulge in the poisons and the chemicals and die, those are dark times. But I was able to surround myself with such wonderful virtuosos. Even to this day, Greg Smith on bass and Jason Hartless on drums. I got the greatest rhythm section a guitar player could ever dream of, and John Kutz and Johnny Big down in Texas. So I've always optimized quality of life, and that starts with being clean and sober. Case closed.
What was your highlight? Who's your music crush? Let's just say, who are you thrilled to meet as a musician?
Well, Eric, can you see the smile on my face and my hunting beard here? I'm almost like Santa Claus. Eric, I played bass guitar for Chuck Berry and Bo Diddley. Are you kidding me? I've jammed with the greatest musicians in the world, from Eddie Van Halen to Billy Gibbons to Rick Derringer to Jimi Hendrix, and just the greatest musicians that ever lived. So that inspiration, especially being clean and sober, I jammed with B.B. King. And when you're clean and sober and really in love with the music and the inspiration and the heroes that bring it to you, I am able to sponge that and absorb that and file that in my arsenal of musical statements and experiments and dreams and sounds. So there's been down times, but I've always forced myself to maximize the positive. And if you met my band, my crew, my management, my family, my incredible wife, my dogs, Eric, you're my friend. You're a positive guy. I've surrounded myself with great, great positive people.
You know, can we just, can I do this? Because we're sprinkling some music in throughout. I love it. Keep that guitar right there, Ted. One of my favorite all times. And not one of the ones everyone always heard on the radio, but ones that I just, Snakeskin Cowboys. Give us
what a great lick. Love these songs. Good choice, Eric.
Yeah, I'm a big fan, Ted. So tell us a little bit about, you know, you're on the road and there's got to be a lot coming at you. It's got to be, like you said, you know, sex and drugs and rock and roll hitting you front and center. Tough to push away from some of that stuff at times, I guess.
Well, not only was it tough to push away from the sex, but I made sure that I didn't. I really, really love sex. Sex is a great inspirational tool for the spirit and the mind, the body, and the soul. But the drugs ruined all that. I watched it. Luckily, I was able to watch the people jump off that cliff that they thought was a party, and everybody's lives were ruined when they jumped off the cliff. Even though they tried to convince me it was a party, I went, you know, your party is causing ruined lives, you're breaking people's hearts, and you're dying. So I'm not jumping off your stupid cliff. But the energy level, the beautiful women. Have you seen my wife, Shemaine?
You know what, Ted?
She's a Motown song called "Shop Around."
Right? I know Shemaine. I know Shemaine for a long time, since we first met, maybe I don't know, 7 or 8, 9 years ago. And she's a beautiful woman inside and out. You're a very, very lucky man. Great family. I want to get to some of the things going on in the country in the next segment. But just before we go, you know, when you play the Star Spangled Banner, when you play it, it means so much to so many people. What does it mean to you?
Well, you know, thank God we're celebrating Thanksgiving. I celebrate it every day, Eric, literally, because I was born in America. That was just the roll of the dice, just luck of the draw. There's only one experiment in self-government. There's only one Constitution. There's only one Bill of Rights. There's only one Declaration of Independence and individual rights from God that are documented by our founding fathers in these sacred documents. And I spend so much time, you probably see I hang out with a lot of military and law enforcement. I just shared a campfire with some great heroes of the U.S. Marine Corps on the birthday of the Marines. And we had some Navy SEALs, we had some Delta Force guys. Am I the luckiest guy in the world? And I've saluted so many flag-draped coffins, being invited into those personal lives of these heroes as they say goodbye to their brothers and their sisters, their loved ones. And the pain and the heartbreak and the tears flow because they charged into that life-destroying fire for our freedom, for their oath to the Constitution. So when I play the Star Spangled Banner, I mean every lyric, every melody, every note, every emotion, every defiant gesture. We are a defiant nation. We are a defiant species. And that's why right now what's going on in this country with the glaring criminality and abuse of power and the Marxism. I mean, come on, the Democrats they're now promoting Marxism. And it's just indecent. And when you spend time with the heroes of the military and law enforcement, and as a cop myself for almost 40 years, I take that oath to the Constitution. Those words mean something to us. So I'm very angry at the criminality in our government right now.
All right, you know, it's a deep tease because I'm going to try and talk Ted Nugent into playing a couple riffs of the Banner as we come back from break. And I want to point out, I wear that flag every day I'm on television. I wear that. And this one happens to honor cops and military. It's got a thin blue line in there. We'll be right back with more Ted Nugent.